be buckets.
It's gotta be
Once you're not a bucket no more, you ain't coming off the bench, sitting on the bench, saying, "Come on, young fella, you can do it."
I can come off I can come off the bench in the Jamal Crawford type of role, you know what I mean?
But it's gotta be buckets.
If I'm doing that, then that wouldn't be too bad. But I can't give you the goddamn 7, 8 minutes a night, man. That can't be the 10 minutes a night.
The stretch 4, stretch 5.
No, man, I go chill for all that.
Oh man.
Kay, when you look back at your career, what would you look at and say, that was the biggest turning point in my career? Because like we go through turning points at every level, right? Like you was at Montrose Christian, leave, you go to Oak Hill. There's like turning points at every level. Which one would you look at in your life and say, it could have been like you've torn Achilles, right? Like,
yeah. I get
what turning point do you look at in your life and say that was the biggest one, regardless of where I was? At that point in my life?
I would say 2012, 2013, like that summer after that season, we went to the finals. That summer going to the Olympics and then that season, right around that season, I think that's when I started to. I had a trainer, his name was Justin Zormello, and he would break down all the analytics of where my best shots was from, where I shoot from the best on the floor. And we would work out with that in mind, you know what I'm saying? And so once I started making that transition of like, all right, seeing the game from a numbers perspective, seeing the game from an efficiency perspective, slowing the game down around that time, I think that was a turning point for my on-court game. And then that's when James had got traded too, so I had more responsibility as a ball handler. So my assists went up, my playmaking and my decision making. I had to figure that out, a little bit quicker than I did before. You know what I'm saying? And I upgraded that too, just how I see the game. So right around that time, all that was happening. I think that's when I turned into a different player, or just stepped it up a level in just my overall game.
And having the opportunity to play with you, that's how your mind works now. Like, I don't think people understand how you going 8 for 12 for 27 points. Like, that's what you want. Like, you don't want, you're not the guy that want 20 shots a game. You want 12 shots and 27 points.
Yeah, I always felt like it was harder to get your shit off with a small amount of opportunities. So always, and that's what I trained for in the summer. It was just like, all right, can you make every shot though? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and that's hard to do. But I trained like that in the summertime. And then that season that I was talking about, 2013, I think that was the first time I did 50, 40, 90. So I always programmed like, all right, can I go 13? I mean, can I go 10 for 13 and still get 27 a night? And when I started doing it, I was like, oh shit, I think I got something. You know what I'm saying? And then I was able to do more on the court.